Domenico from Domenico 101 MMA. Today I have on Bruce Pretty Boy Boyington, who's making his return to NEF February 3rd, fighting on NEF 32 in Lewiston, Maine. Bruce has been away from the organization as far as MMA fighting for them for the last 2 years. He was fighting for World Series of Fighting, fluctuating between them and NEF and a couple other organizations, CES included. Had a boxing match for NEF back in June, I do believe, but hasn't been in the MMA cage since 2015, where he held a lightweight title. So Bruce departed that title, went and fought for World Series of Fighting, 2-1 record with them. Now he's back with NEF, and we have him on the show to talk a little bit about this matchup that he's got with Taylor Trahan, who's coming off a win for Combat Zone not too long ago. So this is a great matchup, and I can't wait to speak to him. So here he is right now. Bruce, welcome to the show, man.
This is Bruce.
Thanks for coming on.
Yo, what's happening, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? Appreciate you giving me a little time today.
Absolutely, man. It's my pleasure.
Excellent, man. So, how you doing, buddy? I mean, you got some big news coming. You're online. You're on social media, kind of, talking about how you couldn't get a fight with World Series of Fighting, or they kind of, said things that didn't come true.
They did me wrong. That's what happened. They did me wrong. Man.
Yeah. I didn't. I wanted you. I kind of wanted you to say. So you want to talk a little bit about that, because you did say you were under contract. You had 3 fights with them. You went 2-1 for that organization, and you did talk about how they didn't fulfill the contract. You want to talk a little bit about that? And
real quick, man. I went 2-0 with them, and then I had the opportunity to sign a 4-fight contract, which they presented to me. So I took it. I had 1 fight with Andre Harrison, on New Year's Eve last year at the Garden. I lost that fight, which haunts me because I just had my head up my ass. But I had 3 fights left on my contract, and that was last New Year's I fought with him. So it's been a full year, and I haven't been able to fight. And I was hounding him like, look, I need to get back in there. I need to redeem myself, and so on. So I would try to get a fight, and they said, well, look, I'll let you take 1 fight outside your contract. So I said, all right, that's cool. I took a fight with Nate Andrews because, I wanted a big fight, and I thought I really wanted, but, I had that fight. That was my only MMA fight the whole year, which is my slowest year I ever had. I don't like that. I want to fight as often as I can. So they kind of held me down, and which is what really bothers me about World Series of Fighting. They're a pro fight league now. And, they turned around and they said, look, you're going to have the automatic 3 fights next year. You guys are going to all have at least 3 fights. We're going to have your monthly paycheck. They sent us all out emails and shit telling us about the little details. And, they said it starts in January. So I was pretty excited to get towards the end of the year and get back to training harder. And just excited to do what I do. So Thursday, December rolls around, it's a week before Christmas, and, Ray Seppo calls me up, and he calls up to tell me, instead of saying, hey, we got your fight, here we go, and we had to make some cutbacks. We're going down, we had to go from 14 fighters to 12, and I assume that's, for division, for the tournament or whatever, starting in January. So they said, you didn't make the cut. You have had a few fights. You've lost a few fights, took a fight and lost it, and, so just basically said, we're going to let you go. And that was that. And, I get it on a losing streak, but they don't really take a look at who I fought and who it was and how it was. And to some extent, I get that's what a promotion would do, but to hold me down the whole time, and wait until right before Christmas and right before we're about to do this thing, and then tell me is what really pissed me off. The last 3 guys I've fought have had, I think they've had something like a 46-5 combined record or something. It's been, a couple undefeated guys or one loss or something, but it was some tough fights. I take, because that's the fights I want.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it to try to screw me out of a contract, and it was what they used to try to say, hey, we're letting you go, instead of following through on 3 fights that were still left. And in my contract, there are some things in there that kind of more or less benefit the promotion to say, if you lose it all, then we have that right to let you go, which is basically what they're kind of banking on to let me go and not be sued for it or whatever. But I think that there's some other things that go on in there that kind of screw them a little bit, and I'm planning on going after them in some capacity, because I want them to, know they can't just screw people over like that. They did me and my family dirty, kind of holding me down for that whole time, and then spinning it on me at that time of the year.
Yeah,
selling me all these professional fight week shirts and gear and all kinds of stuff like that, and sending me emails and messages and saying, just hold on, we're almost there. And then they just go up and say, hey, sorry. They sent me this kind of after I fought Nate Andrews, so it's not like they, knew anything new right now. Just kind of shady how they did it, and I just don't go on with that. Mostly because, look, I'm 38 years old, and I feel great fighting, man. And I'm going to show it February 3rd exactly where I stand. But I hate that last year, at this age, was spent sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
And that's really what really pisses me off.
And you are a busy fighter. I mean, you got over 25 fights in your game. You're out there. You want to stay busy. You want to support your family, and you love fighting, and you love putting on a show. So I could see how bitter you can be, because you could have had other fights in between then, and they're stringing you along, thinking you're gonna be on bigger and better things with them. But, have they contacted you since you kind of said something on social media about them not really treating you well?
No, I mean, I've talked to a few of the people that work for the promotion, because I've kind of become friends with a few of them over the years, and, a lot of the people on the outskirts have been really good to me. Ray Seppo, I think he's kind of a douchebag, to be quite honest with you. I just kissed his ass because I don't want to lose an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. But, he's done me dirty in a lot of different ways. Like when Rodrigo Almeida fell out of the fight, for a Turnstone, and he didn't even try to find a replacement. He had plenty of options and plenty of time. Things like that really pissed me off. But, ultimately, man, I passed up. Like, my dream fight's always been I wanted to go over to England and fight. I really want to be over there. And I had that opportunity with ACB this year, and I had to turn that down because of being under contract.
Yeah.
So things like that, again, just some more things that a lot of stuff could have been avoided if they just wanted to say, hey, if you take this fight, if you lose, then you got, you're not going to be with us or something. But they didn't do any of that. They just strung me along. And I've been pretty bitter to them. They know where I stand, but you can't approach it differently, man, because nobody's going to have my back. Nobody's going to do right by me, so I have to speak up. And I think the way that they do business is spoke for itself. They've had a bad reputation going into last year, and they rebranded themselves to kind of escape that. So for them to do that to me, and I'm not the only fighter. I've talked to some other guys, too, that it happened to. Some signed with Bellator and whatnot. But, but they've done shady stuff, and I'm just not the kind of guy that likes that. I like to speak up against it when anybody does it, whether it has to do with fighting or not. So, I'm trying to, I'll just say it, like, I'm trying to make them pay for doing something so shady. I hate how that sounds, but that's the reality of it.
I totally understand, man. And, not only you're looking out for yourself and them doing you wrong, I mean, you want to make sure they're not, you did talk to other fighters, and they've had, similar situations. We don't want that to happen to the next guy. So, you know what I mean?
No.
And you are vocal on social media. You're a family guy. You're very vocal. You say what's on your mind, and you said it. I mean, they did you wrong.
Yeah.
But when you did come out with that, I mean, did NEF, did Mr. Peterson there, did light bulbs go off in his head? Did he give you a did he give you a call immediately? Like, come on, Bruce, come on, make your make your way back.
Listen, the other reason that thing is because I am as loyal as they come to any promoter or promotion. And I have been so good to World Series of Fighting the whole time. NEF, until someone does me wrong, like, I give them the bat, shirt right off my back. So it's just thanks, man, to get treated that way when you do people right. And I've been good with Matt and NEF, and they knew I was under contract. And the moment that changed, they got right in touch with me.
Excellent.
And I've heard from some other promotions I was offered a title fight out in the Midwest somewhere, and some things sound better than others when it comes to the perks of the fighting. But NEF and being right in my hometown and doing things this way right now seems like the right thing to do for me. And they did offer a pretty good package for me, so it's worth it.
Excellent. Did you sign a contract? Like, is it a one-fight contract with them? Are you?
Yeah.
Just a one fight, because you want to still keep your options open, because there's lots of things out there for you. 2018, dude, it's a new year. You're fighting early in the year, and you're fighting back in NEF, where you held a lightweight title for. They know you well there. You haven't been actually in the MMA cage for in 2 years, correct, for NEF?
Yeah. Well, not with them. Yeah. I haven't fought much in the last 2 years, really. So, I mean, this is a big one to get me on the horse. And then, I want to keep it open, because if I can, I'll fight every month. Really, I fight every week. I hope that I can stay as busy as possible this year and rack up some money, rack up some wins. And, there's a lot of promotions out there, including ACB, that gives some really good opportunities. I think that'll come up. I know it's on people's minds. Bruce is older or something, but some promotions out there still love to see me fight the way I do, and they like a guy that has experience and can bring something in for their other guys. So I think I'm gonna put myself in a good position for something to happen this year.
Excellent. Well, you're going against Taylor Trahan, who's coming off a win just last month. So you're going against someone that has a win. This dude's a veteran too. He's fought all over NEF himself. So you're familiar. You must be familiar with Taylor, correct?
Yeah, Taylor Trahan. Well, mostly because my teammate Aaron Lacey fought him just recently, and so it's easy to prepare for him. My coach, has the scoop on him, so to speak, and Aaron does as well. So it's the perfect fight for me, really. It was the first name Matt and them threw at me, and it was perfect, because I've been fighting these badass guys and stuff, and I wanted one to just get in here and feel like I could have a little fun. Yeah. Secure a win in my mind. And then move on and see what's next for a bigger fight. But yeah, Taylor's good. He is a tough kid. He's not going to just go out there and quit. And he does have some experience. So it's a perfect fight, because I don't want somebody that can just walk right in, walk right through. But I like it.
Yeah, you're going to put on a show for the fans when you're fighting, in your home state, where you're going to have loads and loads of fans there for you. That card's turning out to be, starting to be a good card. I've talked to some media guys from that area, and they're excited. Yeah. They're very excited to have Bruce Boyington back. You did give them a little taste of you when you had a boxing match back in June on the NEF card, but. That's not the same as Bruce going in there and, throwing his kicks and trying to take your head off.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited. Hey, listen, I love that with the boxing thing, but I was also worried about my contract with these guys. I was worried about my health.
Yeah.
You know, I had another fight with CES right after it, so it was tough going into that, but I loved it. I loved going up against a guy like that, and, who knows what the future holds in boxing, too. We're talking to some people on that note, but MMA is definitely a lot different. It's what I really pride myself in and I enjoy. So, yeah, I think it's going to be exciting with all the fans and the friends. I've had a good show of support from my hometown people, so I think everybody's going to go down and support me. We'll have a real good time, and I already know it'll be a great show. I love it when more big names or better fighters get on the card, and I hopefully putting a few on there and get a little more interest out of the other guys around the area. Because Lewiston's an awesome place to fight. It really is, and when New England Fights has a good card going, it can be one of the best shows locally to fight on. So I hope some of the other fighters take an interest in it.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely will. There's a lot of media starting to jump on it now because it's one of the first cards of 2018 in the New England area. You know, you got CES, you got CES happening, and you know.
February 3rd?
CES, I think is February 2nd, so it's the day before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. I would have been talking to them, but I ended up taking this opportunity with New England Fights, but I mean, I'm interested in CES too, because of course I always like, those guys are real good to me, and I do like fighting on Access TV, so that's cool.
Yeah, they got a lot more, they got a lot of Access TV cards this year for them, so there's going to be a lot of activity for you to shop around with yourself, Bruce, you know what I mean? It's a new year, you're a big name, and you're hungry to get back in there, since, World Series of Fighting, you're detached from them now, so you're kind of a free agent to shop yourself around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not used to that, to be honest with you, but I'm excited about it, and, because I've had talks with a lot of good people, and like I said, CES has been real good to me. I like them guys. I've talked to Mike Pulvier and a few other people, so I'm excited to be able to, just to have options, because I feel like I've been sat down for the last few years. So it's cool, man. It's definitely cool to be in this position, and I plan on taking advantage of it, staying busy.
Excellent, man. I'm going to be at that card. I'll be covering it. The first time I met you was at another card back in June that NEF had, and we were there and shooting the shit, and it was right before you were actually fighting for CES. So it was you're a great guy. It was great to talk to you. Very personable. You're very knowledgeable about the game. We talked about fighting the whole time we were chatting together. And just New England MMA in general. It's a fun area to be in MMA. And Bruce, I'm so happy you're back. I'm so happy you're starting off fresh in 2018 for basically you're on your home turf fighting in front of your home crowd, man.
Hey, Steven, it's been awesome talking to you too, because I do enjoy talking to you. You just got a good personality, man. You're fun to talk to. And I'm glad you reached out because I enjoy it.
Excellent, my friend. Last thing, buddy, you want to give a shout outs? I know you got you probably got a bunch of sponsors ready to jump on your back, but anyone you want to thank, how we get in touch with you, all that shit, throw it out there.
Yeah, I mean, guys can follow me on Instagram. It's just BA Boyington, and Facebook and Twitter is Pretty Boy Boyington. Bruce Boyington, Facebook. So you guys can reach me on all those social media sites. And, as always, I thank the team, Young's MMA, New England Fights for setting this thing up. And, my sponsors, I have a few people that really been good to me and stuck with me. Abbott Insulation has been a big one. There's some good friends, Sea Dog Brewing Company and Mass Fury Football. Fusion HT, and I got Portland Nutrition Corner down there, really taking good care of me with Chuck Abbott. So those guys are always with me, and they're always helping me get to the next level or next stage in my life. And none of us could do this without all the help we get from people. So I'm completely humbled and grateful for all the support that we get.
Excellent. Excellent, buddy. Hey, like I said, I'm glad you're back, buddy. I enjoy watching you fight. You've had plenty of them, so you're all over the place fighting. And I can't wait to see you February 3rd fighting for NEF 32 in Lewiston, Maine. Buddy, I'll see you then, and I'll be checking in on you before that fight happens. And you have a great Happy New Year, and we'll be seeing you on the other side.
All right, Steven, I'll see you out there, buddy. We'll touch base in a little bit.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.